The family is from a small town in the province of Avellino.
Basically, my mother and father's town, they were farming towns. My mother's father actually died when she was very young, so she actually had to go out to work. She only basically was educated up to the 2nd grade. You know, my mother learned to cook at a very young age because she had to cook for her siblings.
We were poor. We were in a home, you know, that lacked even a bathroom.
Their goal was to eat every day.
There was no refrigerator. We used to go food shopping daily.
They had to milk the cows and do all of that stuff themselves. We have pictures of my mom holding the metal bucket and basically filled with the laundry that she had just come back from the community well.
Every day she cooked meals, my mom. Every day there was a hot meal. On Sunday she cooked the chicken, she made the sauce. She would take a fresh chicken, you know, and she would just take the neck off the chicken. Before the chicken died, you know, she jumped all over the kitchen, you know. Up until I was 18 years old, I could not eat chicken.
My dad really wanted to move here, and in the 1950s started the paperwork.
When they did these papers in Italy, my father only had 1 child. And then by the time they left, he had 7.
We have the paperwork done, and my dad's ready to come, but now the problem is the money. And so my father decided that he was going to come to America because he had enough for his plane ticket, and he had enough for my brother Guy and my sister Josephine. The 2 oldest children of the family came. And the objective was to find a place to live, find jobs, and make some money to send back to my mom.
You know, he says we all went to work, we made a few dollars, and as soon as we got enough money that was our priority to bring them here, you know.
My mother took every single penny that she had to buy the ticket and get us ready to come. She had no money in her pocket when she went on the plane, and my mother tells me the story, and it makes me really emotional because she went to her mother to say goodbye, and her mother said, you know, I'm probably not going to see you anymore. So it's like things like that you just, you really, you know, you realize what they did, you know.
My dad used to tell me the story of how they decided to actually open up their own pizzeria.
You know, we borrowed a little money here, a little money there. We didn't have enough money. We got whatever. My mother had $800. You know, I even borrowed $1,000 from my girlfriend at the time, my wife Debbie. She, you know, I borrowed it, and she says I'm paying for it right now. So, you know, there was no employees except us, and we opened up Mama Lombardi's in Bayshore.
My mother, when we opened up the business, she was in charge of the kitchen. She did it all. She was making the sauce, she was making lasagna and making all of the chicken cutlets, the veal cutlets. So the way we ate at home, she was cooking for customers. And they came in amazed. You know, I think that was the secret ingredient, I would say, is my mom. You know, she was Mama Lombardi cooking in the kitchen.
So in 1979 came, we opened the place. It was in February, I think. You know, in February it was like a snowstorm or something. I remember I have a picture. My mom was there, and she's, you know, she's waiting for customers. You know, because it's snowstorm. It's nobody's gonna come in here. The place turned to be very successful. People were waiting in the parking lot. Things didn't just happen overnight. You know, it took a lot of sacrifice, a lot of hard work from everybody. We actually lost our lease. So we made a decision, you know what, we're gonna buy and build a restaurant. We opened up the night before. I didn't even tell anybody. Just one night, we just moved over. Just moved over, put a big sign, moved across the street. We didn't tell nobody, just moved. And you know what? We got really busy there. if we can take Mama Lombardi's food and bring it into a catering, we'll do unbelievable.
I think 1994 really was the beginning of our super expansion, I call it, because it really gave us the ability to service so many more people. And just Villa Lombardi's was such a huge success.
We started booking the place from when there was only construction.
After the villa was open in '94, not too long after that, we found that the old post office location in Holbrook was relocating. We decided that it would be a great opportunity to purchase that building and put in a market, a gourmet market. After the market, we heard, Guy came to me and he's like, you know, I heard that Port Jefferson Country Club is looking for a new vendor to run the food.
We were losing that business, they wanted a waterfront location. And then that's how we did Port Jefferson. The owner of this company says, I would love to have you open up a Mama Lombardi's in the airport. Best customers are the pilots. They said the best food in any airport.
I was told that the airline stewardesses actually fly to Islip just to get the pizza. About, actually in 2009, the old Louis XVI that was out in Patchogue on Ocean Avenue had come up for sale. We thought would be a good opportunity because it gave us an opportunity to have a restaurant on the water. It would now be a building that we would own. We knew in the long run, with the amount of family members we had and the loyalty of our customers, that it would be a win-win situation with Patchogue.
It's a great sauce, Mama Lombardi sauce, you know. A lot of these things are very special for my mother, you know. And she gets very, she goes, she's, you know, my pictures on the tomatoes, on the wine, and they all throw me in the, they throw the bottles and things in the garbage, you know, so she gets like, you know, but it's really important, you know, for my mom.
On top of everything else that we do here, we're celebrating Mama's 80th birthday. Happy birthday, Mama.
I am like speechless sometimes. I look at her, I go, Mom, I don't know how you did it, but you did it. Look, you have all of us here. You have your grandchildren here. There's a business here that says it grew. It's like an American dream, actually.
My mom, she's going to be 80. She still comes into the restaurant 3 days a week. She still comes to work.
Nonna, I wanted to wish you a very happy 80th birthday. We love you so much. We are here today because of you, and we love you. Happy birthday.
My aunt became involved with AHRC, and she began telling me about it, what a great organization it was.
Well, we're very fortunate at AHRC to have a wonderful relationship with the Lombardi family, and Filomena Lombardi specifically. Filomena is on our foundation board, and we're just very fortunate to have her support as well as the support of her entire family.
When I took that tour and saw these beautiful children and what this organization does for these children, and the smiles and the laughter and just having their lives as normal as they could possibly be. I was just so amazed at an organization that was so dedicated to these children. It really made me feel like, what can I do for them to help them continue to do that and to help them do it for maybe even more children.
After the tour, we found a new pride and respect for this agency, and it definitely has touched our hearts and changed our lives.
It's just such an inspiring place, and just to see how they touch so many lives.
We look forward at AHRC to continuing and expanding our warm relationship that we have with the Lombardi family.
I just want to take this opportunity to thank AHRC in honoring the Lombardi family. I believe that from the bottom of my heart that it's the people that run AHRC that should be honored. But we, from the bottom of our hearts, are grateful and thankful, and we truly are appreciative. So thank you.
On behalf of everybody at AHRC, I'd like to congratulate and say thank you to the Lombardi family for being our honorees at our annual Candlelight Ball.